Greetings, adventurer. You are about to embark on a dangerous and wonderful journey into the world of Eberron. I, your humble instructor, am here to prepare you for what lies ahead. First, you will learn how to control the game camera. You can scroll the game camera across the terrain by pressing the arrow keys. Try it now. Very good. Scrolling the game camera can be done in other ways as well. If you move your mouse cursor to any edge of the screen, the game camera will scroll in that direction. Try it now. Good. If your mouse is equipped with a center button or mouse wheel, you can scroll across the terrain by clicking and holding it while moving your mouse in the direction you wish to scroll. If you have a 3-button mouse or a mouse wheel, feel free to try this method of scrolling. Now, look to the bottom left corner of the screen. There you will see a mini-map. This mini-map shows you a strategic view of the entire battlefield. You may also use the mini-map to determine the locations of important things, such as units, buildings, resources, stairwells, and battle alerts. But I'll get to that later. The small white box on the mini-map represents the area of the map you are currently seeing on the screen. You can instantly move your view to a desired location by left-clicking that location on the mini-map. Notice that there is a red flag marking a location on the mini-map. You may move your view to the flag by left-clicking on its location on the mini-map. Alternatively, you may scroll your view to that location. Move your view to the red flag on the mini-map using either method now. Good. You can also scroll across the terrain by left-clicking and dragging your mouse across the minimap. All right, I think that's enough instruction on how to change your view by scrolling the game camera. Next, let us talk about how to select and manipulate your units. This unit is called a barbarian, a devout member of the Order of the Flame. To select a unit, move the cursor over the unit and left-click. Select the barbarian now.
For my ancestors!
You will notice in the lower right of your screen that a new panel has appeared. This is the Unit Information panel. It provides the basic information about the unit, such as its name, hit points, and the amount of damage it deals. These attributes will be discussed in greater detail later. Now, you should see a waypoint on the minimap just to the north of the barbarian. To move the barbarian, make sure that he is selected. Then right-click on either the terrain or a location on the minimap to move him to that spot. Move the barbarian to the waypoint now. Now, you should see a waypoint on the minimap just to the north of the barbarian. To move the barbarian, make sure that he is selected. Then right-click on either the terrain or a location on the minimap to move him to that spot. Move the barbarian to the waypoint now. Now, you should see a waypoint on the minimap just to the north of the barbarian. To move the barbarian, make sure that he is selected. Then right-click on either the terrain or a location on the minimap to move him to that spot. Move the barbarian to the waypoint now.
Where do you want me?
Now,
Onward to
you should see a
battle!
waypoint on the minimap just to the north of the barbarian. To move the barbarian, make sure that he is selected. Then right-click on either the terrain or a location on the minimap to move him to that spot. Move the barbarian to the waypoint now. Now, you should see a waypoint on the minimap just to the north of the barbarian.
Finally!
To move the barbarian, make sure that he is selected. Then right-click on either the terrain or a location on the minimap to move him to that spot. Move the barbarian to the waypoint now. Well done. But one adventurer does not make an army. Now we will look at how to manipulate multiple units.
What's there to kill? Ha ha ha! Let's go!
These barbarians are also members of the
Finally!
Order of the Flame and seek to join your forces. To do so, you will need to select all of the barbarians present. To select multiple units, hold down the left mouse button
Where
and
do you
drag
want
the
me?
mouse to create a selection box. Release the left mouse button and all units within this box will be selected. Select all the barbarians now. That's right. You may also hold down the Shift key while selecting individual units
Just
to
let
add
me
them
at
to
'em.
your selected group. To save you the trouble of selecting all of these units
What's
every
there to
time,
kill? Where
you
do
can
you want
create a
me?
control group to select
me to
these
the
units
battle.
with a single button. To create a control group, have all of your barbarians selected, then hold down the control key on your keyboard, and then hit the 1 key. Do so now. Perfect. Now you can select all of your barbarians by pressing the 1 key. Now, you will see another waypoint on your minimap, near a bridge that must be fortified. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Select all of your barbarians and move them to the next waypoint on the minimap. Remember, right-click on the minimap or terrain in order to issue a move command. Excellent! The barbarians have reached the bridge. now ready to defend it. Did you notice how the area was revealed as your units moved forward? This hidden area is known as the Shroud, which keeps areas hidden that you have yet to explore.
Let's go.
After you leave an explored area, a fog of war remains, allowing you to see the environment as you left it. Be warned, however, if enemies move into a previously explored area, the fog of war will not be updated with new information until you have revisited that region of the map. Congratulations!
I was hoping
You
you'd
have
say
completed
that.
the first Dragonshard tutorial. Needless to say, you are showing much promise. In the next tutorial, you will learn the basics of combat and how to use special abilities.
I'm all for action.
I eagerly await your return.
Is there blood to shed?
Welcome, adventurer. In this tutorial, we shall examine the basics of combat and how to use special abilities. I shall remove the fog of war to aid your instruction. Now, as members of the Order of the Flame, one of the duties these barbarians have is to keep
my
the countryside
ancestors!
clear of enemies. Look out! A horde of nasty bugbears is heading your way. Excellent work. Your barbarians are victorious. You may have noticed that your barbarians lost hit points during combat, as indicated by the green bar on the unit information panel. A unit's hit points refer to the total amount of damage they are able to sustain before falling in battle. Over time, a unit's hit points will gradually regenerate. There are also a variety of other ways for units to regain hit points, which we will discuss later. Be sure to monitor the hit points of both your units and your enemies to maximize your efficiency in combat. I will now teach you the difference between force moving and attack moving. When you order a unit to move by right-clicking the terrain or minimap, you are giving that unit a force move command. This means that the unit will move to the location and ignore any enemies it may encounter along the way. Once the unit reaches the desired location, it will then engage any nearby enemy units. If you would like your unit to engage all enemies it may encounter on its way to a location, you will want to perform an attack move command. Here is a new barbarian for you to command. Far to the south of the city is a lone bugbear, as indicated by the red dot on your minimap. There is also a spider between the barbarian and the bugbear, as indicated by the purple dot on your minimap.
Is there blood to shed?
Select your barbarian.
I'll
With
split
your
you in
barbarian
two!
selected, give him an attack move order. The default key for attack moving is the A key on your keyboard. Press it now.
I have scars to earn. Where do you want me? Less talk, more fight! have scars to earn! Onward to battle! Is there blood to shed? For my ancestors! Just let me at 'em! Ha ha ha! Let's go! I have scars.
Notice that when you press the A key, your cursor changed to an attack move cursor. This means that your barbarian will move to the next location you left-click upon, but he will also engage any enemies he may encounter along the way. Try to perform an attack move now. Position the attack move cursor over the bugbear and left-click your mouse to give the barbarian an attack move command.
Point me to the battle. Where do you want me?
That is incorrect. You clicked your right mouse button instead of your left mouse button. Right-clicking while using the attack move cursor will cancel the attack move. Let's try again. That is incorrect. You clicked your right mouse button instead of your left mouse button. Right-clicking while using the attack move cursor will cancel the attack move. Let's try again. That is incorrect. You clicked your right mouse button instead of your left mouse button. Right-clicking while using the attack move cursor will cancel the attack move. Let's try again. Well done. Now, watch your barbarian as he makes his way towards the bugbear. You will notice that as he walks by the spider, he will engage the spider in combat. In addition, whenever one of your units engages in combat, you will see a battle indicator flash on your mini-map. This informs you of any battles that may be taking place, so that you can investigate immediately. Once the spider is defeated, the barbarian will continue moving toward his destination to engage the bugbear. Well done. Reinforcements are on the way for the next lesson, where you will learn how to use the special abilities of your units. Select your barbarian.
What's there to
In the
kill?
lower right area of the screen, you will see information about the barbarian. The barbarian currently has one special ability, Rage, as indicated by the round button found on the upper left of that information panel. Left-clicking the button will execute the Rage ability. While Rage is active, the barbarian will be able to inflict more damage, but will be more susceptible to harm. Activate the Rage ability now by selecting the barbarian and left-clicking the Rage button. Activate the Rage ability now by selecting the barbarian and left-clicking the Rage button. Activate the Rage ability now by selecting the Barbarian and left-clicking the Rage button. Activate the Rage ability now by selecting the Barbarian and left-clicking the Rage button. Notice how the Barbarian's energy, indicated by the blue bar in the selection panel, slowly drains while this ability is active. Once the Barbarian's energy reaches 0, the ability will automatically deactivate. You can also deactivate Rage yourself by left-clicking the ability button while Rage is active. Most special abilities cost energy. Some drain energy over time, like the Barbarian's Rage, whereas others immediately subtract the energy cost from that unit's current reserves of energy. If a unit does not have enough energy to use an ability, the ability will not activate. Monitor your energy carefully. Energy, like hit points, slowly regenerates over time. Some abilities can also help to restore energy more quickly. Now, I have restored your energy to maximum. Another horde of bugbears is heading your way. Use the Barbarian's Rage ability to help defeat them. Well fought. Did you notice how much more quickly the Barbarian was able to cut down opponents while using Rage? Be careful though. He also sustained more damage than he would have otherwise. Keep all aspects of a special ability's effects in mind when using it in battle. Congratulations! You have completed the second Dragonshard tutorial.
I'm all for action!
You will no doubt be a fine commander one day. In the next tutorial, you will learn all about resources and the underworld. I eagerly await your return. Welcome, adventurer. In this tutorial, we shall introduce each of the 3 resources to be found in Eberron: Dragon Shards, Gold, and Experience, in addition to exploring the forgotten depths of the underworld layer. I shall remove the fog of war to aid your instruction. Resources are vital to the economy of Dragonshard. They allow you to construct buildings, train units, and develop upgrades. These are all topics that will be discussed in the next tutorial. For now, let us examine the resources and how they are gathered. The first resources we will discuss are Dragon Shards. These potent crystals are valuable reserves of magical energy and are used extensively throughout the world of Eberron. Piles of these Dragon Shards can be found scattered intermittently throughout the land. If you look at your mini-map, you will see a Dragon Shard indicator nearby. These indicators let you know where Dragon Shards are located. Select your units and move towards the pile of Dragon Shards as indicated on your mini-map.
Never been more ready.
Select your units
Finally!
and move towards the pile of Dragon Shards as indicated on your mini-map. Well done. Excellent. Your units are now gathering dragon shards and adding them to your army's reserves. An indicator of your army's current store of dragon shards can be found on the bottom of the screen. As you can see, that number will continually increase as long as your units are gathering dragon shards. If you left-click on the pile of dragon shards, you will see how many dragon shards remain within that pile. Once that number reaches 0, the pile will be exhausted, and you must find another. Dragon shards are a self-replenishing resource due to periodic hailstorms known as shardfalls. During these storms, the dragon shards that encircle the world of Eberron come crashing to the ground, providing new shards for you to gather. The next resource we will learn about is gold, which can only be found by delving deep into the underworld. If you look at your mini-map, you will see a marker indicating that a transition is nearby. Transitions are how your units travel between the above and underworld layers. These transitions can range from natural caves to ancient stairwells that descend into the depths below. Select your units and move towards the nearby transition, as indicated on your mini-map. To travel below ground, simply select your units and right-click on the transition, as though you were issuing a normal move order. Try it now. To travel below ground, simply select your units and right-click on the transition, as though you were issuing a normal move order. Try it now. To travel below ground, simply select your units and right-click on the transition, as though you were issuing a normal move order. Try it now. To travel below ground,
I'm all for
simply
action.
select your units and right-click on the transition, as though you were issuing a normal move order. Try it now. To travel below ground, simply select your units and right-click on the transition, as though you were issuing a normal move order. Try it now.
I'm sold. Let's go.
Well done. You have now entered the underworld, a dangerous realm filled not only with gold, but also the vile creatures that hoard it. You will notice that as soon as you entered the underworld, an additional mini-map appeared next to the old one. This mini-map functions just like the other one, but it only refers to the underworld layer. Whenever you move all of your selected units between above or below ground, the camera perspective will automatically switch. Now, back to the reason why we came down into the underworld in the first place. Gold. If you look on your mini-map, you will see an indicator showing that there is gold nearby. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. Move your units toward the gold nearby as indicated by your mini-map. There are two forms in which you will find gold in the underworld: in chests and in piles. To gather gold from a pile, simply select a unit and then right-click on the pile of gold. Try it now. Piles of gold are gathered instantly as soon as your unit reaches them. Once the gold has been acquired, the pile will vanish, and the gold indicator on the bottom of your screen will increase accordingly. Now, let's look at chests. Continue further along the path to the next gold indicator on your mini-map. Now, let's look at chests. Continue further along the path to the next gold indicator on your mini-map. Now, let's look at chests. Continue further along the path to the next gold indicator on your mini-map. Now, let's look at chests. Continue further along the path to the next gold indicator on your mini-map. Now, let's look at chests. Continue further along the path to the next gold indicator on your mini-map. Now, let's look at chests. Continue further along the path to the next gold indicator on your mini-map. Now, let's look at chests. Continue further along the path to the next gold indicator on your mini-map. Gold chests contain more resources than gold piles, but they must be gathered over time, much like dragon shards. As you can see, your total gold amount gradually increases as long as your units are gathering gold. If you left-click on the gold chest, you will see how much gold remains within that chest. Once that number reaches 0, the chest will be exhausted, and you must find another. There is another chest here which is locked, and thus cannot be opened by normal units. To unlock it, you will need the help of a rogue.
What's there to kill?
Rogues are stealthy units that are adept at picking locks. To pick the lock on this chest, simply select the rogue and right-click on the chest. Try it now.
Did someone say treasure?
Once a chest has been unlocked, anyone can gather resources from it. Locked chests generally contain more gold than unlocked chests.
On my way.
Excellent. Now we will discuss the final resource.
You got it.
Experience. Experience is gained simply by defeating enemy units in battle. Up ahead, some Minotaur have made their lair. Venture further down the path and defeat them in battle to earn experience.
If you say so.
Well done. Each time you defeat an opponent, you receive experience. This is recorded next to the XP indicator on the bottom of the screen. The more difficult an opponent is, the more experience you will earn. Experience is used to increase the skill level of your units, which we will discuss in the next tutorial. You may have noticed that the Minotaur each drops something, a scroll and a potion. These are called reward items. Reward items serve to give you added bonuses each time you use them. If you like, you can left-click on a reward item to see its name and a description of what it does. To pick up a reward item, select a unit and right-click on the item in question. Try picking up one of the reward items now. You just acquired an experience scroll. This automatically gives you a substantial bonus to your total experience pool. Much like a pile of gold instantly adds to your total gold reserves.
On my way.
You have just acquired a potion of cure light wounds. This potion can be used to heal your units quickly, even in the heat of battle. You will notice that as soon as you picked up this item, it was added to your backpack on the right side of the screen. You have completed the 3rd Dragonshard tutorial. You are now ready to learn how to put these resources to good use. In the next tutorial, you will learn all about constructing buildings, training units, and increasing the level of each of your captains. I eagerly await your return. Welcome, adventurer. In this tutorial, we shall discuss building construction, the various types of units, and strategies for building your forces and fortifying your defenses. The walled area you see before you is your base, or nexus grid. This is where you will construct buildings and train your forces for battle. To train a unit, you will first need to construct a building. You will notice that your city has many vacant lots. You may construct buildings on any of these lots. Let's try constructing a building. Left-click on an empty plot at your base, and a menu will appear. Left-click on the button for a lower hold. Let's try constructing a building. Left-click on an empty plot at your base, and a menu will appear. Left-click on the button for a lore hold. Let's try constructing a building. Left-click on an empty plot at your base, and a menu will appear. Left-click on the button for a lore hold. Very good. As you can see, the building has started constructing. If you select the lore hold while it is under construction, you will see a horizontal bar slowly filling from left to right. This is the building construction progress bar. Once this bar is completely filled, your lore hold will be constructed. Constructing a building costs both gold and dragon shards. If you do not have enough resources, you will not be able to construct a building. Now that construction is complete, you can train a unit at the building you just made. Each building can train one type of unit. The lore hold allows you to train clerics, devout members of the order who are skilled in the arts of healing. Well done. The lore hold is now training a cleric. If you select the lore hold, you will see a thin bar moving clockwise around the unit portrait. This is the unit training progress bar.
I walk the path of light.
Once this bar completes its revolution, your cleric will be produced and ready for action. Like buildings, training a unit costs both gold and dragon shards. If you do not have enough resources, you will not be able to train a unit. Excellent. You have just trained your first unit. The cleric is a valuable unit that can use its Cure Light Wounds ability to heal other units on the battlefield. There is a limit on how many captains you can produce. This is called your population. If you look at the bottom of your screen, you will see a small stick figure indicator next to two numbers. The number on the left indicates the number of captains you currently have in action, whereas the number on the right indicates the total number of captains you can have in action. To increase the value on the left, you simply train more captains. To increase the value on the right, you need to construct more buildings. To the left of the population indicator on the bottom of your screen, you will see another value. This represents your current taxation. Although scouring the underworld is the primary means for gathering gold, you will also receive gold periodically through taxation. The value in the taxation indicator refers to the amount of gold you acquire every second as a result of taxation. To increase this rate of taxation, simply construct more buildings. While taxation is not a reliable replacement for searching the underworld for gold, it will provide you with a constant supply of gold in times of need, and reward you for building and maintaining a substantial force. Now, let's talk about leveling. As you gain experience by defeating enemies in battle, you will be able to increase the skill level of your captains. Leveling up increases your captain's statistics, such as hit points and energy, upgrades or adds new special abilities, and increases the number of soldiers in the squad. To level up your clerics, left-click your lore hold to select it, and then left-click on the Level Up button with the vertical yellow arrow. Try it now. Well done. You will notice that the Level Up button has a thin bar moving clockwise around the button. This is the Level Up progress bar. Once this bar completes its revolution, all of your clerics in action and all future clerics produced will be level 2. Excellent. Your clerics have all attained level 2. You will note that their maximum hit points, energy, and damage dealt have increased. Also, in addition to Cure Light Wounds, each of your clerics has acquired a new special ability. Hold. This potent ability allows them to temporarily immobilize enemies in battle. Let's train a cleric. Left-click the lore hold that you just constructed, and then left-click the round cleric portrait on the panel that appears. Try it now. Let's train a cleric. Left-click the lore hold that you just constructed, and then left-click the round cleric portrait on the panel that appears. Try it now. Let's train a cleric. Left-click the lore hold that you just constructed, and then left-click the round cleric portrait on the panel that appears. Try it now. Let's train a cleric. Left-click the lore hold that you just constructed, and then left-click the round cleric portrait on the panel that appears. Try it now. Let's train a cleric. Left-click the lore hold that you just constructed, and then left-click the round cleric portrait on the panel that appears. Try it now. Let's train a cleric. Left-click the lore hold that you just constructed, and then left-click the round cleric portrait on the panel that appears. Try it now. Let's train a cleric.
I serve the flame.
Left-click the lore hold that you just constructed, and then left-click the round cleric portrait on the panel that appears.
I spread the
Try
faith.
it now.
My
Let's
faith
train
is
a
strong.
cleric. Left-click the lore hold that you just constructed, and then left-click the round cleric portrait on the panel that appears. Try it now. Well
I bear
done.
the light, as the flame commands. I walk
This
the
brings
path
us
of
to the
light.
subject of captains and soldiers. The cleric that you just trained
The flame burns
is called
brightly.
a captain. Captains are leaders of your forces and have a number of special abilities at their disposal. The barbarians that you used in previous tutorials were captains as well. Once a captain is within range of the Nexus grid, move your mouse over the captain. Notice that
Does
it will
someone
have an
need aid?
additional progress bar that is slowly increasing. Once this progress bar is complete,
Answer the call
a
of the
soldier
light!
will immediately join that captain's squad. If a captain is able to lead more soldiers into battle,
Are
the
there
next
heathens
soldier will
about?
begin to be trained just like the last
As the
one
flame
until the
commands.
captain's soldier limit has been reached.
Where am I
If
needed?
you leave the area around
Does
your
someone need
nexus
aid?
before a soldier is finished being trained, the training will be cancelled automatically. To train the soldier again, simply move the captain back within range of a nexus, and the soldier will begin to train once more. Unlike captains, soldiers are free and do not affect your army's total population. Therefore, always reinforce your captain's squads whenever possible. Next to your cleric is an acolyte, one of the cleric's soldiers. Soldiers are less powerful reinforcements who aid their captains in battle. The captain and soldiers
My
function
faith is
together
strong.
as one controllable unit known as a squad. If you left-click on the cleric or the acolyte, you will select both units because they are members of the same squad. Squads are valuable in combat because enemies will not be able to target your captain directly. The more soldiers you have in your squad, the more likely your captain will survive in battle. We will discuss how to get more soldiers in a moment. You may have noticed that you are currently unable to level your clerics above level 2. If you wish to level your captains above level 2, you will need to construct another building of the same type on an adjacent vacant lot. Build another lore hold next to your existing one. To do so, left-click on one of the vacant lots and left-click on the lore hold button from the menu that appears. Try it now. Well done. You will need to construct another adjacent building for each subsequent level desired. For example, to unlock level 4, you would need 3 adjacent buildings, and to unlock the maximum level 5, you would need to build 4 adjacent buildings, filling an entire block. This is a significant investment, but with each additional level, your captains become substantially more powerful.
The flame burns
At level
brightly.
5, your captains gain their final ultimate special ability. This ability is extremely potent and can change the course of an entire war. For example, at level 5, your clerics gain the ability to resurrect a fallen ally, restoring it to combat effectiveness immediately. Now that your second lore hold has finished constructing, select either of the 2 lore holds. You will see that the level up button is no longer grayed out. Well done. Your clerics are now level 3. In addition to better statistics and the ability to add 1 more soldier to their squads, your cleric's Cure Light Wounds ability has been upgraded to Cure Critical Wounds, allowing them to heal much more damage. Each captain offers something special to your forces. Experiment with different combinations of captains to develop your own unique army. With the
I am
bulk of
the
your
voice
army
of
well
the
in
flame.
hand,
I am a
let us
better
now
use
discuss
there.
the powerful units that will lead your army into battle.
Are there
Champions
heathens about?
and Juggernauts. Both champions and Juggernauts are constructed at the Keep, the massive building in the middle of your nexus. Champions are powerful combatants of extremely high level. As such, they have immense power and are expensive to train, and there can be only one at any given time. Let's train one of these champions, Lady Marin, the virtuous paladin who serves as leader of the Order of the Flame. To train Lady Marin, select your Keep in the center of your nexus. Then left-click on Lady Marin's portrait on the left side of the panel that appears. Try it now. Excellent. The Keep is now training Lady Marin. If you select the Keep, you will see a thin bar moving clockwise around the unit portrait. This unit training bar functions in the same way as it did for
The
captains.
flame burns brightly.
Once this bar completes its revolution, Lady Marin will be ready for action. Wait until Lady Marin has finished training. Champions are so powerful already that they cannot be leveled up further like captains, nor do they have soldiers. They more than make up for this by having a variety of unique powers and abilities. The mere presence of a champion on the battlefield grants all units on your side a particular bonus. Lady Marin, as a paladin, increases the hit point regeneration rate for all units on her side.
We will
Other
spread the
champions
light.
offer
I am here to
bonuses,
help.
such as increased damage, energy regeneration, or increased resistances. In addition, Lady Marin has the Hammer of Justice ability, allowing her to send most units around her flying backwards and inflicting massive damage. Her final ability, Heal, will restore the health of all units, regardless of where they may be located. However,
Where
it
am
can
I
only be
needed?
used after Lady
Does
Marin
someone
has
need
inflicted
aid?
a certain amount of damage on the battlefield.
I
In
know
addition,
what I must do.
all champions deal a special type of damage that ignores the armor and resistances of their opponents,
The
making
flame
them
guides
deadly
us.
adversaries in combat. If a champion falls in battle, you can resurrect it back at your nexus. To do so, simply select your central keep and click on the portrait of your champion once more. Resurrecting your champion costs a substantial amount of gold and dragon shards, so be sure to ensure their safety on the battlefield. The other powerful member of your army is your Juggernaut. Juggernauts are unique, powerful creatures that are very expensive to train, but can inflict a devastating amount of damage. The Order of the Flames Juggernaut is the Phoenix, a giant firebird which flies high above the battlefield, ruthlessly assaulting those below. Let us summon a Phoenix to bolster our forces. Select the keep, and then left-click on the Phoenix portrait on the right side of the panel that appears.
We mustn't lose hope.
Excellent.
Are there
You will see
heathens
that
about?
a progress bar appears, as with captains and buildings. Wait until the Phoenix has finished being summoned. Well done. You have successfully summoned the Phoenix. The Phoenix has a number of special abilities that allow it to wreak havoc on the battlefield. Experiment with your units to find the best use for their abilities. Like champions, Juggernauts are so powerful that they do not level up.
Only fight when you
Unlike
must.
champions, however, Juggernauts are among the only units that cannot gather resources or travel into the underworld. The only other type of units that cannot gather resources or travel into the underworld are flying units. The Phoenix is one example of a flying unit, but there are also captains who are flying units. For example, this is the Flame Archon, a flying captain who serves the Order of the Flame. Flying units have a number of unique advantages
I serve
over
the
normal
flame.
ground units. Flying units can travel over areas that ground units cannot, and can only be attacked by ranged units or other flying units. However, as mentioned before, flying units cannot gather resources or travel into the underworld. As such, be careful when selecting which units to construct. If you only create flying units, you will be unable to gather resources. Now, we shall discuss Nexus monuments. In addition to constructing buildings for unit production on vacant lots, you can also construct Nexus monuments. While Nexus monuments do not produce units, they provide a substantial bonus to any units produced from adjacent buildings. The Order has several Nexus monuments. Let's try constructing one. To construct a Nexus monument, select a vacant lot next to one of your existing buildings. Then select the Monument of Vitality inside the building selection ring that appears. Try it now. Well done. You have just constructed the Monument of Vitality. This monument increases the maximum hit points of all the unit types produced at adjacent buildings. If you examine each of your clerics, you will see that they all have had their maximum hit points
Does someone
increased.
need aid?
As such, Nexus monuments provide an alternative way of improving your units without spending experience. The final topic we will discuss in this tutorial is Nexus walls. As you can see, your city is surrounded by sturdy wooden walls. These walls help to protect your buildings from attacking opponents. In addition to providing basic defenses, each set of walls includes a series of towers which will fire at your enemies. There are also gates which will allow your units to enter and exit. If your units are wounded, you can retreat within the city walls for protection, at least until one of your walls is destroyed. If you want to improve your defenses, you can upgrade your city walls. To upgrade your walls, select one of the wall sections and left-click on the Upgrade Walls button that appears. It will have the same icon as the Level Up button. Try it now. Good. Upgraded walls have more hit points and are equipped with towers that will deal more damage to attackers. However, upgrading your walls can be expensive. Even the most fortified city will fall if there is not an army to protect it. Make sure to use your resources wisely. With a balance between building and unit production and managing your city's defenses, you will surely find victory in battle. Congratulations! You have completed the 4th Dragonshard tutorial. You now have all the tools necessary to construct your army. In the next tutorial, you will learn some of the more advanced techniques available in Dragonshard. I eagerly await your return. Welcome, adventurer. In this tutorial, we shall discuss a variety of advanced systems and techniques.
I'm sold. Let's
The
go.
topics will be varied, so be prepared to jump around to a number of different topics. I shall remove the fog of war to aid your instruction. For the next series of topics, we will move into the underworld.
Not a chance. Not a
Move
chance.
this squad down into the underworld. To do so,
For my ancestors!
left-click on the barbarian, and then right-click on the underworld entrance. Notice that as soon as the barbarian went below
I was hoping
ground,
you'd say that.
the soldier disappeared. When a squad goes
Just let
below
me out.
ground, the soldiers in the squad temporarily disappear, granting their captain increased health while they are in the underworld. Now, tell the barbarian to return to the above world. Left-click on the barbarian, and then right-click on the transition once again. Try it now. As you can see, the soldier reappeared when the captain emerged back in the above world. Now, let's look at some of the obstacles you will face in the underworld.
Finally!
Select all of your forces and move down the passageway.
I know more than you think. I've studied much for this.
Looks like you
Very
just
clever.
discovered a trap. The hard way.
Onward.
Traps are scattered throughout the underworld and will impede your progress if you don't know how to deal with them. Before
Interesting
dealing
choice.
with the trap, let's restore the hit points of the units that were injured by the
That
trap.
is a good idea.
While units are in the
Am I
underworld,
needed over
they
here?
are able to rest.
Where do you want me?
Rest is a special ability that is available to units in the underworld. While active, rest
Let's go.
substantially increases hit point and energy regeneration rates for all selected units. Let's have your injured
I am
units
prepared
rest
to
until they
serve.
get back to full hit points. Select your injured units, and then click on the Rest Ability button located on the lower left of the Unit Information panel.
What's
Try
there to
it
kill?
now.
Magic is more than simple tricks.
Where do you want me? I'm sold. Let's go. For my ancestors!
Let's have your injured units rest until they get back to full hit points. Select your injured units, and then click on the Rest Ability button located on the lower left
Great
of
power
the Unit Information
swells
panel.
within me.
Try it now.
Am I needed over here?
I have scars to earn! Never been more ready!
Let's have your injured units rest until they get back to full hit points. Select your injured units, and then click on the Rest Ability button located on the lower
I've
left
studied
of the
much
Unit
for this.
Information panel. Try it now. Welcome, adventurer.
These truly
In
are
this
dark
tutorial,
times.
we shall discuss some of the unique gameplay elements found in the single-player campaigns, such as quests, dialogue, and non-player characters. In the single-player campaign, you are on a quest with the Order of the Flame to claim the heart of Sybaris, a massive dragon shard in the center of the forgotten land of Zendrik. In the process, you will run into a variety of characters who will guide you in your journey and ask you for assistance along the way. These people are called non-player characters, or NPCs. They can often be identified by an exclamation point or speech bubble above their heads, indicating that they wish to speak with you. Travel to the north, and you will come across just
Follow
such
the
an
light.
NPC. Ah, there he is. The very important man. As you can
I
see,
know what I must
he has
do.
a dialogue bubble above his head. That means he wishes to
mustn't
speak
lose hope.
with you.
Yes,
To
this
speak
is the
to
way.
him, simply right-click on the unit you wish
Only
to speak
fight when
to.
you must.
Try it now. What you are seeing now is a dialogue box. The name and portrait at the top indicate the identity of the NPC with whom you are speaking. Read what he has to say, and then left-click on the Continue button to hear more. At last, as you can see, you have just received 2 quests, a main quest to recover the documents, and a side quest to kill the Minotaur. A main quest is a quest that you must complete in order to finish a given chapter. A side quest, on the other hand, is optional. However, if you complete it, you will be rewarded in a way that will likely help you complete your main quests. When you are finished reading, left-click on the End button.
This is the way.
He does ramble on a bit, doesn't he? To check on the status of the quest you've been given, use the Quest Log panel. To access the Quest Log panel, left-click on the scroll icon at the top of the screen. Try it now. As you can see, you have 1 main quest and 1 side quest. As you complete and gain new quests, this quest log panel will be updated. In addition, if you ever forget what an NPC said to you during a conversation, you can always check the dialogue history. To check the dialogue history, left-click on the dialogue button at the top of the screen. Try it now. Here you can see the history of all of the dialogue you have engaged in during this chapter. By clicking on the NPC's name, you can see every line of dialogue that character has said to you. Use the dialogue history anytime you want to reacquaint yourself with the details of a given quest or conversation. Now, let's head into the underworld and complete your quests.
Good choice.
The underworld entrance is located to the northwest. Take Lady Marin into the underworld.
Follow the light. Yes, this is the way.
Excellent. Now, head down the passage to find those Minotaur. As you can see, there is a red flag on your mini-map. This indicates a key location for a main quest. Move Lady Marin to where the marker is on your mini-map. You have received a hint. Hints are helpful reminders that give you useful tips or information on units, abilities, monsters, and the environment around you. While a hint is displayed, the rest of the game is suspended. So there is no need to worry about Lady Marin dying in combat without you. By default, hints automatically pop up to ensure that you don't miss them. If you would rather they would not, simply click the Disable Pop-Ups box in the lower right of the hint screen. When you are done reading the hint, simply click on the hint button on the top of the screen to return to the action.
In defense of the order! They will not stop us! Surrender to the light! In defense of the order! Stop them! Forward! They will not stop us! You leave me no choice! Defend yourselves! Stop them! In defense of the order! Surrender to the light! Defend yourselves! In defense of the order!
You have successfully slain the Minotaur. If you look at your quest summary, you will see that the first part of the Slay the Minotaur side quest has been completed. In order to fully complete the quest, you only need to return to the very important man. Before you do, however, you should pick up his documents. They should be resting wherever you killed the Minotaur. Pick them up now by selecting Lady Marin and right-clicking on the documents. As you can see, the documents have been added to your backpack, but in a different column from normal reward items. This is because the very important documents are a specific type of reward item called a quest item. Quest items do not occupy the same space as reward items. As such, you should never hesitate to pick up a quest item. Also note that as soon as you picked up the very important documents, you received a lore journal entry. Your lore journal is where you can view a variety of information about the areas that you explore. This can range from stories recounting the history of Eberron to the contents of books and documents you find along the way. To check your lore journal, click on the book icon at the top of the screen. Try it now.
Good choice.
To check your lore journal, click on the book icon at the top of the screen. Try it now.
I have faith in this plan.
To check your lore journal, click on the book icon at the top of the screen. Try it now.
I believe you are right. Good choice. I
To
would have
check
picked
your
this way
lore
too.
journal, click on the book icon at the top of the screen. Try it now.
The flame guides my path.
To check your lore journal, click on the book icon at the top of the screen. Try it now. To check your
Yes,
lore journal,
this is the way.
click on the book icon at the top of the screen. Try it now.
I have faith in this plan. We must move with haste.
As you can see, these are the contents of the very important documents. I suppose they aren't as important as he seemed to suggest. You have almost finished your main quest. You now only need to return to the very important man to complete this chapter. Once again, on your mini-map, you will see that the quest indicator flag has now moved back to the location of the very important man. Move Lady Marin to where the mini-map flag is located.
I believe you are right. Yes, this is the way. The flame guides my path. I would have picked this way too.
Well done. Now simply speak to the very
I have
important
faith in
man
this plan.
to complete your quests. Remember, to do so, select Lady Marin.
We mustn't
and
lose
then
hope.
right-click on the
I'm
very
here to help.
important man. Do so now.
The flame guides us.
As reward for your quests, you have received gold and experience. Not to mention you have made a very important man very happy. Congratulations. You have completed the 6th Dragonshard tutorial. You are now ready to begin the single-player campaign, In Search of Adventure. You have learned all that I have to teach. You have been a fine student, and I have no doubt that you will one day be a legendary commander. But legends are not made in the classroom. Go now, and put your abilities to the test on the field of battle. Best of luck, and return to me if you are ever in need of aid. Lizard folk. After a long journey by airship, the Order of the Flame arrives at the mysterious continent of Zendrik. They seek the heart of Sybaris, a legendary dragon shard that lies within a region of the continent known as the Ring of Storms. Protected by terrible tempests and blizzards that blanket the enclosing mountain range, the ring makes the lands within it inaccessible by air. With their only hope being a ground expedition, the Order sent a landing party but a month earlier to establish a foothold at the ring's edge. Now, Lady Marin, Amathor the Seer, Bastion, and Kale are ready to lead these forces and begin their quest for the heart.
We're finally here! The Ring of Storms! Quickly, which way to our base camp?
Not even 5 minutes off the ship and she's ready to go. Milady, the base camp should be just to the north.
I have a strange feeling. Something is not right here. Why is no one here to meet us?
There's only one way to find out.
Agreed. Let's head north.
Choose your champion.
If there's gold, I'm in.
I've had a vision of our victory.
I will crush our enemies.
The order of the flame will prevail. We mustn't lose hope. I would have picked this way too. I have faith in this plan. Yes, this is the way. We mustn't lose hope.
You have received a new objective.
I have faith in this plan. We must move with haste. Stop them! In defense of the order! Stop them! Stop them! You leave me no choice! I believe you are right. You cannot win! It will not last! For the flame! I believe you are right. I will clear the way! I would have picked this way too. Good choice. The flame guides my path. I would have picked this way too. I have faith in this plan. Follow the light!
You have received a new objective.
The flame guides my path. The flame does not will it. The flame does not will it. The flame does not will it. I would have picked this way too. We must move with haste. The flame does not will it. The flame does not will it. The flame does not will it. The flame guides my path. The flame does not will it. The flame does not will it.
An objective has been completed. You have received a new objective. Construction is complete.
We will spread the light.
Construction is complete.
We must move with haste.
Construction is complete. Construction is complete.
I am here to help. The order will prevail. These truly are dark times. We must move with haste. The flame guides my path. I would have picked this way too. Follow the light. I believe you are right. I have faith in this plan. The flame guides my path. Good choice. I would have picked this way too. You cannot win!
objective has been completed.
I know what I must do. I would have picked this way too. Huh. Good choice. I have faith in this plan. Follow the light. I believe you are right. I would have picked this way too. The flame does not will it. The flame does not will it. The flame guides my path.
An objective has been completed.
We must move with haste. Huh. Good choice. I would have picked this way too.
You have received a new objective.
What's there to kill? Never been more ready.
I am here to help. Yes, this is the way. For the flame!
An objective has been completed.
Good choice. Surrender to the light! Yes, this is the way.
You have received a new objective.
Are there heathens about?
An objective has been completed.
Arrows ready. Are you in need?
We will spread the light. The flame guides my path. I believe you are right. Huh. Good choice. I will clear the way. We will spread the light. You leave me no choice.
An objective has been completed.
We will spread the light. For the flame! I will clear the way. Yes, this is the way. We must move with haste. For the flame! I have faith in this plan. We must move with haste. I believe you are right. I have faith in this plan. The flame guides my path.
Anybody got a shovel?
An avalanche? How do we get through the mountains now?
Look here. The Frost Beast's lair seems to go deeper.
The Frost Beast's lair. Can't be serious.
Why not? The cave may lead to a passage under the mountain.
Oh no, here it comes.
That settles it. We go through the cave.
I knew it.
We must move cautiously, my friends, as I've had visions that many will stand against us on this journey.
Let them stand and show themselves. Nothing will stand in my way.
Remind me to stand behind you then. Ranger, inform the base camp that we're entering this cave. Have all available troops meet us inside.
Yes, sir.
Let's get going.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather dig?